Athletic 2, Doncaster Rovers 0, and we couldn't even finish a half pint in a desert. Absolutely poor performance today. Tonight, people think it was tonight. Absolutely poor. And you know what? It's a good job we postponed that Shrewsbury game, because we could have got embarrassed. Without James, without Bursick, without John Jules, we could have got embarrassed on Saturday. Absolutely embarrassed by Shrewsbury, who are good side. So you've dodged a bullet there, Rovers, because we could have been shown up on Saturday just like we were tonight. After that performance, I don't have any faith in some of those players. First of all, Cameron John's not a left back. Fajiri Okunabiri's not good enough. Lewis Jones, it's clear to see why he is a backup and doesn't get much game time in the league. I think he needs more time to develop. Come on. Apart from Taylor being on the bench and Jones in goal and John at left back, that was our first team. That was our bloody first team. And we just got embarrassed by Oldham Athletic. We were dominant in the first half, and the same story. We couldn't finish a football in the world's largest net. A 500-foot net we couldn't even finish. We'll probably hit the crossbar 1,500 feet up. Absolutely pathetic. Absolutely pathetic second half performance. And you know what? I don't even blame the manager. I don't blame the manager, because he's probably sitting there now thinking, I need to be absolutely ruthless on that team. I need to get into that dressing room and I need to shout at each and every one of those players. They can't see Mr. Nice Guy. I think Darren Moore's too nice, and it's good to have a guy who's too nice, because, you know, two nice guys get to be brilliant people in the world. But if you're too nice, you're going to get walked over. You know, you could be positive, you could be happy, you could be everyone's friend, but you just know the big people and the bulky people and the bully people of this world are just going to steamroll you like a Cleveland steamer. They're going to steamroll you over and walk all over. You know that song? These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days, these boots are going to walk all over you. Walking all over the nice guys. If Darren Moore doesn't absolutely lay into every single one of them players in a passionate and enthusiastic way, then we're going to get steamrolled against Portsmouth next weekend. Absolutely steamrolled, like I said, like a Cleveland steamer. We're going to get steamrolled. You know that that green truck with the one front wheel on Bob the Builder? We're going to get flattened by that. Absolutely flattened. And Pompey Disney, yeah, we're going to get flattened by them if we're not careful next weekend. Absolutely flattened. That second half was just proof once again that we couldn't finish our chances, and now, like a pit bull sniffing a gravy bone in the back jean pocket, they're going to bite us in the backside. Absolutely 100%. Madja Gomez, what were you doing for that second goal? Why did you give the ball away, you silly idiots? You know, and I don't like laying into the players, but to be fair, I don't like laying into the players, but I'll tell you something now. I'm not one of these fans that's going to sit there after 2-0 against League 2 Oldham in the trophy and go, well, you know what, we played the first team, we got beat 2-0, but all holds good for Portsmouth. No, if there's something negative, I'm going to pick it out, and I'm going to pick it out in style. Like my catchphrase is, hashtag spit straight facts. I'm spitting straight facts today, tonight. Keep thinking it's today, it's tonight, not today. I'm spitting straight facts tonight, because that second half performance was not good enough. And I know the players are sitting there thinking that was not good enough. I think Ben Whiteman's going to grow into that captain's armband, but right now, I think he needs to show a whole lot more leadership skills. And I know he's a good leader now, but he needs to show a whole lot more to be a world-class leader. And James Coppinger needs to be helping him. And I'm sure he does already. But he needs to help him that little bit more and galvanise that squad, because if the manager's not going to lay into him, the captain and the legend Coppinger surely should. They should lay into him. And Reece James is probably sitting there thinking, and you guys saw what Reece James said at the end of that Wigan game. We need to, you know, we need to be more ruthless. And he was right. And we didn't show that again tonight with nearly a first strength squad against a League 2 side with ownership troubles. Come on, that's two sides with ownership troubles. Two sides with ownership problems. One solved, one not. that's laid into us on a 1-0 and a 2-0 basis. What's next? Pompey, that won't sack Kenny Jackett, is going to beat us 3-0? God forgive us if that happens. And I know we have that usual pattern with Rovers that October is a mid-table month. We usually finish around mid-table in October, and it could be the same old, same old. It literally could be. But if we don't beat Portsmouth, we're going to get absolutely embarrassed. Absolutely embarrassed. And John Jules didn't get the service. He was like the Happy Meal replacing Ronald McDonald as the face of McDonald's. He's just sat there like a quiet kid in a play place thinking, I'm not getting the service. You know, Ronald McDonald's sitting there in that play pit watching Happy Meal, you know, new face of McDonald's Happy Meal, getting all the bargaining chips and all the, you know, money driven in his direction. He's sitting there in his own corner thinking, what have I done to deserve this? John Jules is probably crying inside thinking, why did I get the service? Why do I deserve this? Because John Jules is an absolute key Arsenal future star. He deserves better than this. Absolutely. And, you know, like I said, Coppinger's a leader, so he needs to galvanise that squad. 110%. So I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm going to get straight into the player ratings. And trust me, there's a lot coming their way. So we're going to kick-start with the goalkeeper, Lewis Jones. He gets a 5 from me, and the reason I bumped it down from a 6 to a 5 is because of that free kick, the first goal from Danny Rowe. Not good enough. He needs to do better on that free kick. Just needs to be a better goalkeeper. There's a clear difference between him and Bursic. Absolutely clear difference, and I hope Bursic puts in a fantastic performance against Portsmouth next weekend. Cameron John gets a 5 at left back, and I've said this until I'm crying with torture and suffering. He's not a left back. Why do we keep versatiling him as a left back and a centre back at the same time? He's a centre back, not a left back. He was better as a centre back. Why are we trying to force him in that position? Square pegs, round holes. Tom Anderson gets a 6. I think that's like the 4th facial surgery all season. You know, I'm not surprised he's not walking around in a flaming plastic surgery mask. With 4 pins stuck inside at each corner. You know, he's a facial injury waiting to happen. Whether it's fake, whether it's true, I don't know. Joe Wright gets an average 6 as well. Again, just didn't show enough in my opinion. Brad Halliday, 5. Just didn't show enough again. Could be boosted up to a 6, but that's just about it. And it's so clear we need another right back. So clear. We cannot horseshoe AJ Greaves into a right back when he comes back from his loan spell in non-league. There's no way he can be our backup right back. He's a centre midfielder for one, and he's just too young. He's a kid. He's still got to learn. It's like Rob Holding at Arsenal a few years ago. He's still got to learn. Magic Gomez, 4. And that's just being easy. 4. Absolutely diabolical in that second half, especially, giving the ball away for that second goal. But overall, just wasn't good enough. And, you know, apart from the goals he's scored this season so far have been brilliant. But if he's going to keep making average mistakes and poor performances game in, game out from now on, can we actually do better than Magic Gomez? And that's putting it nicely. Can we do better than Magic Gomez? I don't want to answer that question yet because it's too early. Ben Whiteman, club captain, gets a 5. He was too slacking on the ball. Just so much slack on the ball and just gave it away a few times overall in the game. Just absolutely poor. Below average at best, and he needs to fix up. He needs to be a leader and needs to fix up. And he'll probably know that. Coppinger gets a 5 as well. Technical ability, no doubt about it, world class, but today it just wasn't good enough. Okunabiri on the other wing, 5. Why are people asking this guy to start a game? Why? I'm sitting there now and thinking, well, hang on a minute. He's had a couple of months since he's coming from January, the previous season. He's had chances in the pre-season. He's had chances off the bench in the league and in the cup now, in the trophy. I'm sitting there thinking, you know what? If he doesn't pluck up his ideas before January, I think we can do better than Fajiri Okunabiri, and that's putting it nicely. I mean, next week he might turn up against Portsmouth and turn into Lionel Messi version 2, but you never know. And I put some of that blame on the manager because he's not a winger, he's a forward. He might be versatile from there in the past, but he's not a winger. So he needs to play as a forward or not at all, in my opinion. Taylor Richards at Cam, 5, average at best. Needs to pluck up his ideas. John Jules didn't get the service, 5, again, poor. Then John Taylor in the second half, replacing Coppinger, 5. Should have started, in my opinion, over Coppinger, and then maybe Coppinger comes on for the last half an hour because he's going to be one of the first team as well. Lakilo and Tulloch recover. We do miss that pace. We absolutely miss that pace today. And Ed Williams replacing Richards with about 20 minutes to go gets a 5. Ed Williams again, poor. I said about Williams, he needs better players around him, and he needs to grow into that side. He needs to get more confidence. He needs to keep boosting his confidence, because if he doesn't and keeps providing average performances, maybe he needs a loan away somewhere for the rest of the season just to get more first-team football and to make himself better. That's the player ratings. So to summarise, what do we need to do for next weekend against Portsmouth? Ruthlessness. We had all the ruthlessness today of a porn film without penetration. Absolutely no action. You'll just turn it off straight away. Absolutely. And we need to have more ruthlessness. We had no penetration in that attack. If you want to watch penetration, you know where to find it. But we had absolutely no attacking penetration in the final third. You know, like I said at the beginning, we couldn't even finish a half pint in the deserts of Shangri-La. It was absolutely poor, and we need to fix up the attacking, and I think that's something that Darren Moore will focus on in training. He'll focus on set pieces, he'll focus on dribbling and passing, because Gomez does not need to give the ball away that easily, and we need to focus on finishing our chances, because that is something that's going to lack us big time, whether it's for Jiri up front, John Jules, Tulloch when he comes back from injury, I don't care, Lakilo even, he can play as a forward, I don't care. We need to finish our chances, and hopefully by next weekend, Tulloch will be back from injury, and hopefully Lakilo might be on his way back as well. So I don't know how long Reece James is out. I think it's a week or 2, so I think we're going to be without him as well. But we need to fix up big time against Portsmouth, otherwise it's going to be the same thing over and over and over again until we get our finishing right. So there we go. Thank you very much for watching this video. Excuse me. Oldham Athletic win 2-0. They can be pleased with that. They can get a good round of applause from that, because they did deserve it in the end. But we were poor, and we need to fix up big time. Thank you very much. I am the CHALL, your Doncaster Rovers creator. And for now, guys, have an awesome day. I'm absolutely fuming.